Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm playing some hypixel skyblock and I'm going to give you advice on this one weapon that I'm holding that can increase your damage a lot no matter what weapon you want to use. And it's called Sword of Bad Health. It's a very weird name, but if you look at the ability down the bottom, use 5% of your health, 5% of your max health to gain plus 5 strength for every 5% total you have, capped at 100 strength. So what it means is if you're at 100% health and you use this ability, you'll get 100 strength, and it's off 5% increments really. But you don't even need to be holding the sword, and the cooldown finishes right as you can, or right as the ability ends, because it's an ability that lasts 5 seconds. Right, I forgot I have no arrows. And then you can just do this, and then okay, I'm just going down to the ground because if I right click, I'll right click on him. And it's also a very good sword because it's reasonably good, even if you have, because I at one point did a test with this and I put 120 mil in my bank and had 60 mil out, which is more believable for an early game player. That was better than this emerald blade, and it's only a rare sword. Well, by default it's only an uncommon sword, but I spent the money to make it thick, so it's a rare sword and it costs 20k. So if you want a rare sword, I'm talking about this for thick, or if you put thick on it, if you want a rare sword that is able to be on par with a, I guess, early game emerald blade, which you wouldn't really have an early game emerald blade, use this sword as your main sword. I'd say you can just skip a shit ton of early game swords. You don't need to have tactician swords, which is really bad nowadays. You can just skip a whole heap of the earlier swords, and you could probably use this instead of some of the Slayer swords. Like, do I have one still? No, I don't. I only have a Jerry sword, but it's definitely better than a Jerry sword, and I don't know why I have this Jerry sword like this. It's not even that good. But this is on par with a lot of earlier swords, and it's got good, no, goddamn it, good default damage and strength and crit damage. It's 70 crit strength, which isn't much. 100 crit damage, which is bad, and 200 damage for 20k though. You would be able to skip so much of the earlier progression because you just have this instead, and it is actually extremely good. And also ignore that they broke tower minions, so they can now place them in the walls, specifically glass by the looks, and I don't know why they did that, but that doesn't matter. That's not the point of this video. And another couple of things is that there's another item that does something similar, which if I grab my Hello Skulls, the Wand of Strength, it's 10% of your health and to your nearby allies, which means faction members. It gives plus 30 strength, and currently it's stackable, so it's really good right now. And one last thing is this. If you don't have the money for Necron, but you have 20 mil sitting in your bank, and with the skeleton pit and this sword already, you don't specifically need it with the skeleton and the sword, but this is just for the damage test. You can still do 50k damage. Well, 40k. And yes, I do have talismans and that set up, so I get actually good attack speed, but that doesn't matter. If you need 50k damage, use that. It's very good early game damage. Even this, it gives 60k, which isn't much, but it's still damage. And then, I know what caused my damage to go down so much, the bloody talisman change, which is actually extremely annoying because was made to make you do better with less talismans or something along those lines, or no, was to make early game people better at the game because you didn't have to pay to reforge your talismans. But in reality, it actually just made it a crap ton worse. And well, yeah, it nerfed everyone's damage, and I really hate this. But this right click takes 10% of your health for 5 seconds. You get that, then you can just do that again, and you can even do it and then swap to another weapon and do even more damage, which is what I'd recommend you to do. And if, for instance, you had a Legion 5 max, a Legion party max out, everyone had one of these, which is only 24 mil, which isn't actually much. One person could supply that if everyone had Legion 5, but you wouldn't need to supply that because 1 mil for a Legion 5 party wouldn't be much since the price of Legion right now. But that is very good because it stacks, and 30 times by what would be 23, because you don't get your own, which is 30. Oh, God damn it. That's an extra 609 strength. Nice number, but that's an extra 609 strength. And also with this, if you don't cap out, which I don't cap out on that anymore because of the strength nerf, or one of the nerfs, I don't remember which one. It is actually good because it also gives you an additional 10 crit damage. But also, something very interestingly bugged, the admins changed the lava talisman to instead, reduces lava damage from by 20%, and then gives you immunity on your private iron. I'm still taking damage, and it's showing the true defense proc. And then I don't actually know what they did for the fire talisman. Okay, it's just the same thing, but it doesn't give you fire resistance. And then also, thinking of that, what happened to fire resistance? I don't have that as a effect anymore from the god part. No, I do. Receive 10% reduced damage from fire. That is actually very bad, but that doesn't matter. All of this stuff can help you do more damage. Now, Onimus, last thing before I end this video off, Onimus is the best because it gives you attack speed, which you want, but if you have heaps already, go Commando. And I also bought this by accident because someone told me that was good. I'm an idiot for listening, but yeah. And the reason why you want to go this if you already have the attack speed is because it's the highest strength and crit damage without a reforged stone, or power stone, whatever it's called now. And he can be good, but if you spend, I think it's 18 mil on him, you get a legendary talisman. And this dude is actually very useful because I thought I took that offer. Did I not take that offer? I guess I didn't. But if you take this guy's offer, you get 5 mil with these, and the maximum is 5 mil. So even if you have like what would in this calculation be 220 mil, for instance, because I don't think you can get 200 mil in that, you will still get 5 mil. So what I recommend you to do is get this. If you're in a good party with friends, get the Wand of Strength and just grind all these cop soulbound things, including the Kudra keys, because apparently Kudra is really good. And if you have any farms like this, just build a drop farm because they will actually be worth. And I might just put them in this old magma cream farm because I'm barely ever AFKing anymore. But either way, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Bye.